The African Democratic Congress has strongly opposed the Federal High Court's ruling directing the Independent National Electoral Commission to deregister the party and 4 others. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are our top 10 stories countdown today. At number 10, US President Donald Trump said Monday that ships were again moving through the Strait of Hormuz and the vital oil route would be completely open by Friday after Washington and Tehran announced a deal to end the Middle East war. The reopening of one of the world's most important energy choke points would mark a major step toward ending months of deadly conflict and economic turmoil triggered by US to Israeli strikes on Iran in late February. The United States, Iran, and mediator Pakistan said the agreement was to be signed Friday in Switzerland. At number 9, Real Madrid defender Antonio Rudiger has extended his contract until 2027, Los Blancos announced on Tuesday. The 33-year-old centre-back signed by Real Madrid from Chelsea in 2022 after playing for Stuttgart and Roma. After failing to win major trophies for 2 consecutive seasons, Madrid president Florentino Perez appointed Jose Mourinho as coach earlier in June. The club have also been strongly linked with Bernardo Silva and Denzel Dumfries and are set to sign Liverpool's Ibrahima Konate at the end of his contract at Anfield. At number 8, a newly released report by the International Monetary Fund has said that stablecoins now form a key bridge between crypto markets and the traditional financial system in Nigeria, ranking the country top in inflows in Sub-Saharan Africa. Nigeria received about $59 billion in crypto assets inflows between July 2023 and June 2024. It ranked second globally on Canalysis's 2024 Global Crypto Adoption Index and 6th in 2025. Nigerian households and small firms are moving money across borders in a new way via smartphones, digital wallets, and US dollar-pegged crypto assets known as stablecoins. At number 7, latest data from the Central Bank of Nigeria exchange rate portal showed that the naira rate was approximately 1,363.83 naira per dollar at the official Nigerian foreign exchange market on Monday. The official market has continued to trade within the 1,360 naira range amid sustained foreign exchange reforms and improved dollar liquidity. At the parallel market, the buying rate was 1,390 naira, with the selling rate at 1,400 naira. Analysts expect the naira to continue responding to foreign exchange inflows, monetary policy measures, and market demand dynamics in the coming days. At number 6, the Federal Ministry of Education has denied reports that the Nigeria Education Management Information System was hacked, describing the report as inaccurate and misleading. In a statement issued on Tuesday and signed by the Director of Press and Public Relations, Folashade Boriowo, the ministry insisted that the platform remained secure and that no cyber attack occurred. The ministry was reacting to a report titled "Suspected Cyber Attack Hit Federal Government Education Data Platform," which suggested that the education data platform may have been compromised. At number 5, the World Bank has named Nigeria's Lagos port in Apapa and Tincan Island port among the world's top 20 most improved container ports over the last 5 years. In its Container Port Performance Index for 2025, the World Bank listed Tincan Island Ports Complex and Apapa Port Complexes in the category of top 20 ports improvement. The development followed the Nigerian Port Authority's frontline contribution to the sustenance of national trade surplus through provision of the platform for Nigeria's successive attainment of trade surplus year-on-year since 2024, and most recently that of 7.54 trillion naira in the first quarter of 2026, as reported by the National Bureau of Statistics. At number 4, Justice Mohammed Umar of the Federal High Court Abuja has revoked the bail granted to the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, Omoyele Sowore. Justice Umar revoked Sowore's bail following his failure to appear in court for the continuation of his trial. At Tuesday's proceedings, counsel for the prosecution, Kende Akinlolu, informed the court that Sowore was absent despite being aware of the scheduled hearing. In his ruling, Justice Umar noted that although Sowore had written to the court seeking an adjournment, the letter did not provide any reason for the request. The judge subsequently revoked the bail and adjourned the matter until June 22nd for hearing. At number 3, the federal government has auctioned a Lagos hotel and 3 other properties seized from drug kingpins for the sum of 6,148 naira. The properties were seized through court processes by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and forfeited to the agency. Director of Media and Advocacy of the agency, Femi Baba Obafemi, who disclosed this in a statement on Monday, said this was the outcome of a competitive bid process for the sale of 8 assets forfeited by drug barons in part of the country. At number 2, Justice Jude of the Federal Capital Territory High Court sitting in Upholds has dismissed an application filed by counsel to a former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Sadiya Farouq, seeking to set aside the bench warrant and warrant of arrest issued against her. Farouq, alongside 2 others, Bashir Nura Al-Khali and Sani Nafiu Muhammad, are to face prosecution by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for alleged criminal conspiracy, abuse of office, and diversion of public funds to the tune of $1.3 million and 746.7 million naira. At number 1, the African Democratic Congress has strongly opposed a federal high court ruling directing the Independent National Electoral Commission to deregister the party and 4 others, describing the judgment as an attempt to use the judiciary to undermine Nigeria's democratic process. Justice Peter Lifu of the Federal High Court in Abuja on Monday ordered INEC to deregister the ADC, Accord Party, Action People's Party, Action Alliance, and Zenith Labour Party for allegedly failing to satisfy constitutional and electoral requirements outlined in Section 225A of the 1999 Constitution as amended and the Electoral Act 2022. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.